again, everybody. This is Dr. Kendo, and we're here with another Scribblenauts Unlimited object editor. That was a weird animation, I'm gonna tell you. You can check out what we got on screen for a teaser of today. We're actually gonna have 2 new My Singing Monsters creations amidst some old ones, and so we will talk about that in a second, as we are now gonna be creating Flowah. Yes, Flowah. Start off with Maxwell as the source object right here. It's gonna actually get you the doppelganger in this game, but anyway, minor details. Tiny, that's one of Maxwell's many brothers. He's got a ton of brothers. I actually like to use these if you want kind of a more, well, let's say realistic arm, but to Scribblenauts drawings. Obviously, it doesn't look like a real human arm necessarily, but when you translate it into the Scribblenauts Unlimited universe, a little bit more detailed, I would say, than just like a line, you know, for most of the arms of most human and humanoid characters. But anyway, we had Treant. Take the back foot, bottom leg piece basically of the Treant, and that will be actually both feet for Flowah right there. Megalania, and you're just gonna put this sort of where the shoulders would go, in essence, because there are those 2 shades. It's like Flowah kind of looks like this big tree being, but with the flowery head. To go with that, there's like that mossiness on the shoulder area, just kind of in that upper arm biceps. There's gonna be, I would say in My Singing Monsters, obviously they can go with different shades of green, and we're gonna do that as best as we can in Scribblenauts. But one thing that I know about this game, especially after all these years of creating, is that there are very hard lines. So it's like where your colors start and where they end, really hard to blend in this game. So here we go, Flowah! We named it, but we have a few more details that I want to include, being that we have the space here in this game. What I mean by that is they're actually each one of these little details that we've put on, like the thumbprint right there for the knees, half rest we're gonna do 4 times for the toenails, these sorts of things. Each one of those is a stamp, and you can actually see right there we had a warning on screen. It said the stamp limit was reached. So for this object right now, we can't do any more. We'll create the head in a second. We're here in the properties editor, so I'm just gonna go like 30 seconds on some background information and fun facts about these characters like we do every episode. Psychic Island is the 8th island available to the player in My Singing Monsters. Today, as I've mentioned, we're creating 2 of the monsters, or did I mention that are on Psychic Island. You're seeing Flowah, at least the body so far, but we've done many MSM creations on this channel, so I'd like to point you to some other videos with links in the description and or the top pinned comment. We made Toe Jammer in the past, as well as Potbelly and Kana. Now, we've made a whole lot more, like mini Wubblins and other classes of monsters, but I just mentioned those specifically since they also appear on Psychic Island. I love My Singing Monsters. Also, check out my unboxing of a secret gift that they sent me for all of our work as a community for the franchise. You know, it was really amazing when they did that. My little baby son, who's a toddler, he reacted to it all. Tiger Shark, we're gonna go with this bottom back fin right now because we had a head as the source object, golden egg over all of that to be the base main roundness here of the head, and yeah, so we're obviously creating the head right now, and we are going to show off how to attach the head to the body in Scribblenauts. And we also have the back end tail piece of a black mamba and the dorsal fin of that tiger shark as well, so you can see all of this coming together to make the flowery petals around the outside of the head, duckling body piece on the 2 sides left and right, kind of there in the middle, and of the sides, we should say. Hemisphere with golden egg pieces down there can start the eyes off. Right now, we're also going to do a pearl for this blue color in the eyes, and the P, that's spelled P-E-A, of course, not any other kind of P, that's going to be for the pupil. Surfboard, painted all the way black, starts off that mouth, and the finishing details were a half rest on both sides of the mouth and an eyebrow on the actual brow in between the eyes. So under the equipment tab, you want to make sure that your head object, like Flowah's head here, can be worn on the face like glasses. You can see that on the bottom half of the screen. It was the 3rd circle down, obviously the 2nd one from last on the whole screen. So right here, you can see basically if you just put the head into the hands of the body object, as if you were, again, that looks so strange. You actually do want the head to be layered in front of all the other parts of the body. Unfortunately, it is going to do that weird animation sometimes. Scribblenauts Unlimited does have its limits. We're just going to have to accept those. We've done it for many years. We could do it again. So right here, what in the heck? You gotta be asking what's going on. Well, we have a headpiece right here, kind of designed like a hat. We got Rootitoot. So Rootitoot, tree-like being as well, much more so than Flowah, I would say. We had equal sign for that tribalness look on both sides of the face. You know, they got those lines. Ice cube, minus sign, that's for the other ones. Fang for all those teeth. Jellyfish upper tentacle piece near the body makes a black line that can be for the mouth. Below that was the golem's thigh piece. The golem is the source object, so you don't need to remove really the legs, just the feet at the bottom. Replace those with triceratops Triceratops feet, the back legs of the Triceratops, we should say. The golem's body was kept on there, but beneath that, on the other, like the underside, is a Titan. So if you type in Titan, just grab the body of the male Titan and put it back there, and that kind of extends where we can have most of the tree be showing above that golem body. No head. We actually moved the head grid down beneath and on the underside, like layer it behind all of that body stuff, layer it behind everything, really. Dory bottom fin for that fish, hemisphere 2 times, pearl and P for the eyes. That makes up everything for the eyes. So it's looking good, but in terms of the Scribblenauts universe. So again, we're going to be working within the confines of this game, and to get, we don't have any more stamp space left right here on what you're looking at, but we do actually have the ability to put on the rest of it as if it was like hair or a hat or something else. And so we want to create the object separately. That's going to be all of the different branches and all the other pieces that look like it'll complete our object, of course. That'll all be scripted as a separate object with glue as the source, and you just make it worn on the head like a hat, basically. We're gonna, of course, make this thing sound like an oboe. That's sort of what the Rootitoot monster in My Singing Monster sounds like, and so a treant is what they can react to it as. That's fine. You want all of these to have 0 movement speed, so they're not gonna move around, like as in walking. They'll still move stationary. And then the other thing, you can make it so that they have a weapon, like if you just do shoot, and then I usually type in some kind of music note, so like 8th note, for example, that'll be some of the shape notes that it'll shoot out. You can do like a half rest, any of that stuff. The reason for that is you can see here we have combined the head object, or hair object if you want to call it that, with our creation's body. It actually needs to be moved down a little bit, so we can do that. But first, I want you to hear this. So you heard it made a little oboe type sound. That's because we had it shoot. It has the projectile. You can actually hear a lot of our monsters do the same. There was the toe jammer. Now, Potbelly is an example. If you don't want to do it that way, this is just for demonstration purposes. I can add an adjective of interactive. That allows you to interact and hear that sound right there. For whatever your creation is, of course. Whatever you set the audio to, it'll be that. So there you heard Flowah's sound. And then Kana will go up here and we'll do that one. Now it's gonna sound a little bit annoying, but you can add the adjective of singing if you want to any of your creations, but they kind of do a really high-pitched singing tune that is, again, it's pretty annoying. Definitely, if you like this kind of content, request more in the comments below. Click those top pinned comment links and the ones in the description or on the end screens right here.
And thanks for viewing.